Welcome to another episode of Partner Shaming, where people completely blast their partner on social media to thousands of strangers for clout and then expect a healthy relationship afterward. I should not be able to make episodes this often. Today's episode starts with a chair and then gets progressively worse. It's one in the set of chairs that father of three Joseph was going to spend the day building. But when he runs to the store to get something, his wife Shay decides that while he's gone, she's going to try to build as many of the chairs as possible to prove that he's actually incompetent and taking way longer than he needs to. It's not fully clear if she ever actually finishes the chair, but when she gets home, this happens.
And now we're fighting because I got involved in man things.
So first of all, she responds to every single comment, except for the ones where people ask if he actually called it man things. She conveniently ignores those. Probably because he never said it. See, these partner shamers have to make up fake reasons for why their partner is pissed, because in their head they're thinking, well, he didn't know that I was secretly recording him and making fun of him ruthlessly to strangers on the internet, so he can't be mad about that. No, dude, people know when they're being watched, and they know when you're up to shit. You knew that you had disingenuous motives for building that chair. You say so in your own video, so why are you gaslighting him by saying, I was just trying to help, why are you mad? And it takes no time at all for her to start feeding into the weaponized incompetence comments, and she starts walking around filming his messes, as they always do. I don't think people realize the seriousness of when you publicly accuse your partner of genuine weaponized incompetence, you are publicly accusing them of being an abuser. So if you're going to tell the world that your partner is an abuser, you better be damn sure that that's what's happening and not just life. So this channel is hitting all of the usual partner shaming checkpoints. Secretly film him, secretly make fun of him, but then she gives us this brand new, never before seen twist in this series.
Is this normal, or am I overreacting? Should I track him?
So she doesn't like him. She doesn't trust him. She's got to be ready to leave and become a champion for victims everywhere, right? Nope. Y'all gotta stop this. Y'all cannot do all of this, secretly recording him, secretly bashing him, accusing him of being an abuser, putting trackers on him, and expecting a normal relationship afterward. Stop saying, this is just marriage. This is not what love looks like. I feel like once you start making this kind of content, you have to commit to one of two paths. You either leave it online and you leave him, or you commit to working on a healthy marriage by taking it down, because you can't have both. Don't treat your partner like your ex unless you want them to be one. Why are women asking their man what they would do if a coworker baked them a pie, and what's the right answer? This all started with a viral video where a woman is telling a story about how one day her boyfriend came home with a pecan pie. And she's like, oh, where'd that come from? He goes, oh, my coworker made it for me. And she's like, which coworker? And he said, Julie. She immediately becomes skeptical of the whole situation, and she even calls Julie to be like, what were your intentions with that pie? So this has now led to a trend of women asking their partners, what would you do if a female coworker baked you a pie? And in 100% of these videos I've seen, without fail, as soon as the girl asks the question, the dude goes into quick maths mode. Like, you can see him start to just, like, calculate. He's like, I know this is a trap, I just don't know how yet. One dude got a little too defensive. As soon as she was like, what would you do? He was like, I would throw it away. She's like, you just throw it away right in front of her. So I thought I would womansplain this phenomenon a little bit more in case you get hit with the pie question. So to be very clear, the question is not, would you bring the pie home? Of course you would. The question is, why is your female coworker baking you a whole ass pie? Now your problem is that you don't know why this coworker baked you this pie, because you just got here and this coworker doesn't exist. So your goal to succeed at this riddle is to give your partner the most logical and platonic reason you can think of for why your coworker gave you a pie. You gotta be like, well, she probably has some kind of like Instagram baking page where she just indiscriminately needs more content to push out, and I got lucky and happened to get a pie because that's the only way it could have happened, because I would never lead on a coworker. She just wants a little reassurance. And that's how you answer the pie question. Y'all, there are 3 things that happen immediately when you start trash talking your partner online. 1, people believe you. 2, the comments will tell you to dump them. And 3, they will turn on you if you don't dump them. I promise you guys that if you are doing this goofy shit where you're secretly recording your partner, secretly bashing them, they're either going to find out or they're going to start acting differently because they're skeptical that you're up to something. Because you are. And they know what they're doing is wrong, because in almost every episode of partner shaming, as soon as the partner actually finds out what they've been doing, it always turns into, oh, we're fine, it was just a joke, we're fine, we love each other. They're fine. That all being said, whenever you do see a video online of someone shaming their partner, remember that you're only seeing one side of this story and that these stories tend to change. As a perfect example, watch how bad this woman makes her husband look and then how quickly she backtracks. Quick aside, but that is way too many chihuahuas, and they're not dogs, they're cats. Moving right along. Now, watching that video, as a stepmom who has a treacherous disdain for step-parents who treat their stepkids badly, I was ready to hate this dude. But then when I saw that the comments were disabled, I knew I was gonna find the Just Kidding, We're Fine video, and I did.
Hey, so just wanted to make a follow-up video. Thanks for all the love and support. Just kidding. I'm glad that I'm not in a bad relationship, because if I... So this is Drake. Drake is just fine.
She then proceeds to blame her son's meds for his emotions. Lady, how in the world are you gonna literally sick TikTok on your husband and then get mad when TikTok comes for your husband? And here's where clout always gets the best of people. She knows that this video has caused massive problems in her personal life, but she's not going to take it down because 8.2 million is a lot of views. You can't private it because you got to get more views. I guess I got to say this again because y'all are taking this way too casually. Do not let your temporary annoyance of the person you love let you paint them as a complete abuser to people online for clout unless you are ready to lose them. When you realize a guy asking, "What do you bring to the table?" is the exact same as him saying, "I have nothing to offer you." False. And welcome to Womansplaining Men to Women, episode 41. If a man asks you this, it is not a personal attack. It is because he has been through it. A man who asks this question has been used so much for what he can offer that he is damn ready for some reciprocity. And when you choose to deflect that question with attack or avoidance, that tells him everything he needs to know about the fact that the jig is up for you. Because at that point, he knows what type of woman you are. This type of woman. A manipulator with her eyes on one thing. And serious question, are these guys affording your lifestyle or your desired lifestyle? Because if you rely on a man to provide that lifestyle, it's not your lifestyle, it's a lifestyle that's being provided for you, usually with conditions. So what he's also asking with that question is, why do you feel so entitled to such a high value lifestyle? And you can't just say, oh, because women have intrinsic value. Great, so then what makes you different than all of the other intrinsically valuable women? And don't get me wrong, you're allowed to choose which wealth class you will exclusively date in. You're allowed to set any standards you want. And so are men, which is why they can and should be asking you what you bring to the table to ensure that you meet theirs. And ladies, stop taking dating advice from sugar babies. They don't know how to date, they only know how to leech. Oh man, so my husband already made a video reply to this comment, but I want to sink my teeth in a little myself. Every episode of Partner Shaming Karma, I ask people to tag me in anything they can find where a man is being the partner shamer so we can kind of equalize the episodes. But since the best you guys have been able to send me is a guy showing how much cheese his wife buys, I guess you have to just start making shit up. Flix here boldly asserts that if I, Lauren, were to not do as I'm expected, my husband would absolutely, quote-unquote, bash the crap out of me. Which, don't know what the modum operandi is there, maybe just trying to assert that this is normal behavior that anyone would do. And here's what I have to say to that. My husband actually does not have that many expectations of me, but one of them is certainly that he never expected that I would someday come home with 2 pet spiders. My husband does not like spiders. My husband does not want a spider. But I haven't picked out a pet for myself in over 12 years since my last cat passed away, and he knew I was stoked about this. You guys want to know what he did when I brought home 2 spiders? He went down into the basement and started rifling through all of his extra Dungeons and Dragons stuff until he could find the 2 absolute cutest enclosure hide spaces that he could find for these spiders. Stop projecting your relationship trauma onto people. Stop trying to justify perpetuating cycles of abuse. Healthy relationships where people do not bash the crap out of each other do exist. Trust me.